Okay, so you're at the track, you're heading out for the next DE session, a practice session at a race, a qualifying or a race, and you're thinking, okay, I got to work on some things, I'm going to improve my lap times this next time out, or whatever it is. The problem is that a lot of drivers go on the track and they try to do too many things at one time. And remember, what I'd like you to do is remember the rule of threes. Never, ever, ever take on more than 3 things at one time. You know, our brains can only handle so much, especially when we're driving on a track. So think about it as the rule of threes. You can go out there and focus on 1 thing, you can focus on 2 things, you can focus on 3 things, but you can't focus on 4 or more. Because if you do, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to accomplish any of them. So really think about that. And the more specific you can be, the more well-defined, the more clearly defined that you can make those things, the more likely it is you're going to achieve them. You know, for example, if you say, this next session I'm going to work on being smoother. Well, that's just too vague. You know, there's just too many things. What does that actually mean? So instead, if you think, okay, I'm going to work on being smoother by focusing on a smoother brake release in turn 1, I'm going to focus on a smoother turn in for turn 3, and I focus on getting back to the throttle and squeezing on the throttle more smoothly as I come out of turn 9. Those are specific things. Those are things that if you think them through and you program them using some mental imagery before you go on the track, you're more likely to achieve them. But if you just go out there and say, I'm just going to drive smoother next session, you're probably not going to make much of a change. So again, 3 things and make them as well defined, as clear and specific as you possibly can. Then you're more likely to be successful.